Hello lads and lasses and welcome to a new boss guide. Today we're looking at Huntsman Altimor on normal and heroic. The boss is a decent step up from Shriekwing, especially for a second boss of a raid, but the fight in my opinion is pretty cool. Might be a bit of a high rating, but I would give it a 5 out of 10 on the difficulty meter. Let's look at the basics. You will fight Altimor alongside his 3 pets, each appearing after the previous one dies. The bears and Altimor share health, so any cleave damage and multi-target damage is not lost. Every bear is worth 30% of the boss health, which means you get 3 phases and a half, because after the last pet dies, Altimor will be on 10% HP and take 100% increased damage until you kill him. Each pet has their unique abilities. Altimor himself has 2 abilities which he will cast throughout the whole fight. Starting off with Huntsman, his 2 mechanics to watch out for are pretty simple. First one is called Spread Shot. This is unavoidable damage, and what it does is it targets a random player and shoots a cone of bullets towards them, hitting anyone in their way. All you have to do is have your raid spread out slightly to minimize the damage taken. His second spell is called Sin Seeker. Altimor will target 3 players, and after a couple of seconds he will send a big shot towards them. This is also unavoidable and does a decent amount of damage, leaving a dot for 30 seconds afterwards. All other players need to move out of the way and not be in between the boss and the marked players because the damage isn't split. Generally, you will want your marked players to stand still and have others move out of the way to avoid confusion. A small tip here is that immunities do work on the Sin Seekers, so if you're a hunter or mage for example, targeted by it, you can turtle and avoid all the damage. But don't worry, this is not necessary. The first pet at the start of the fight is called Margot. He will apply a bleed to the tank every once in a while, so just make sure to heal your tank. Margot will target a random player with Vicious Lunge and jump on top of them after a couple of seconds. You want 3 to 4 players to stand in it to help soak it, as this damage is split between the people in it. However, it also puts a dot on everyone who soaks, so you don't want your whole raid soaking either. A tip for this one is immunities work on the lunge as well as bobs from paladins if you do want to use those. After Margot dies, it's time to face Barghast. His first unique ability is called Rip Soul. What it does is it rips the soul of the tank and creates a ghost, which has to be healed to full before it reaches the boss or it enrages Huntsman, and that's no fun. The health of the ghost depends on the health of the tank at the time of the cast. The healthier the tank, the less healing healers need to do on the ghost. Shades of Barghast is the second thing you need to watch out for. Barghast will spawn 2 shades on the side of him, which will cast Deathly Roar, and if 1 or 2 casts go out, it will wipe your raid. Remember though, the casts are not interruptible, so the way to deal with this is CC the shades. We had 2 of our hunters throw traps on them, but you can use Polymorph, Hex, etc. What the CC does as well is it gives them stacks of Destabilize, which stack up for the duration of the CC. At around 20 stacks we had our DK's grip both adds on top of the boss and we nuke them down while stunning, so we don't let a cast go through. Just don't be too late on killing them, because when they reach 100 energy they become immune to CC. If you don't have DKs, you can potentially move the boss on top of the shades and just nuke them down anyways. As you can see in this video, we had our tank bring the bear on top of the boss at all times when possible for as much cleave, because we want to get out of this phase as soon as possible. We also used the left side of the room to position the shades and the Rip Soul. After Barghast dies, Hecatus comes out. This is supposed to be your soft enrage because of the ground pools he spawns, but honestly the room is so big you probably won't cover it anyways. With every melee attack, Hecatus gets a stack of Crushing Stone, which increases his physical damage done by 25%, and every time he moves he releases AoE damage, losing 1 stack. You do not want Hecatus to get too many stacks or else he will one-shot the tank, but you also don't want to move him all the time as he pulls haste damage. The best way to deal with this is move him every 2 to 3 stacks while watching the raid's HP. If people are low, don't move him. Try to coordinate with your healers when they have a CD available if you need to drop a lot of stacks. The second thing to watch out for is his Petrifying Howl. Hecatus will mark a couple of players who will take a small amount of ticking damage and reduce their movement speed every second. After it expires, they will leave a big pool of crumbling ground under their feet. Those players want to get themselves near the wall as fast as possible before the effect expires so you can keep the room nice and clean. After you kill Hecatus, the boss is left mourning for his pet and he takes 100% increased damage. Just blast away, but do remember Sinseekers and spread shots still happen in this phase. There you go, now you are an expert on Huntsman Altimor fights. Thanks for watching. Thank you so much for watching, hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave a like and a comment, helps out a ton. And if you want to see more, feel free to subscribe. You can catch my stream at twitch.tv/OriaTV. I stream my guild raids every Thursday and Monday and stuff like keys and other games at random times. Have a great day and I'll see you next time. With